All right, what's good and welcome in. You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. Hope all of your Wednesdays are going great. Things were going really well for the Los Angeles Lakers last night in Las Vegas for the NBA Summer League in a battle of Los Angeles. But let's be real, it's a one-sided rivalry and not even much of a rivalry. Steve Ballmer's trying to make Los Angeles his city. Deep down, he knows that the Lakers are his daddy. So if you're pumped up with the Lakers' victory over the Clippers, 83-72 in the Summer League on Tuesday, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And if you hate the Clippers, yeah, you just smash that thumbs up icon. So we begin today with the latest rumors with Los Angeles. Patrick Beverley, Bleacher Report's Jake Fischer saying that the Lakers and the Heat have shown interest in a Beverley trade. Now, he was included in that deal for Rudy Gobert, which sent him from the Minnesota Timberwolves to the Utah Jazz. He could get traded. He could also be a sneaky buyout candidate. So a couple of avenues in which the Lakers could pursue him. When we talk about Beverley and we talk about what's been missing from LA the last couple of years, really since the death of Kobe Bryant and since he stopped playing basketball for the purple and gold, the Lakers have been missing that dog. Now, I think LeBron James, he doesn't have the Michael Jordan dog, but he's a terrific competitor. But outside of him, this Lakers team, especially last year, they're missing that toughness on both ends of the floor. And that identity, that's what Patrick Beverley can bring to the floor. You look at his stats last year, 58 games, 9 points per game, 4.5 assists, but he's, of course, really good defensively. Not only more than a steal per night, around a block per night. That's really impressive considering sometimes he's outsized going up against some bigger wings, but that's also part of the beauty and the advantage of Patrick Beverley. He can guard multiple positions, and he's never scared of a challenge going up against some of the top-tier offensive players in the league. Now, 34% from distance last year. Years previous, throughout his career, it's been a little bit higher. Hopefully he rebounds, especially if he does come to Los Angeles to give them some floor spacing. We know he is going to bring it defensively. So what do you think, Laker Nation? Should the Lakers pursue Patrick Beverley? He's got that pit bull in his chest. Why for yes and for no? Let me know right now in the comment section. Now, of course, if it comes down to a trade, not the buyout market, what are you going to give up for Patrick Beverley? That's a big question if you're looking to pursue his services. Now, you also look at the other elements of this roster and other talking points about today's show. Want to focus in now, Kendrick Nunn a little bit. Might be the Lakers' most proven ball handler behind LeBron James as well as Russell Westbrook, and we know that with Miami, he was actually a pretty good scorer as well. Could you exchange some offense for some defense with Utah, especially if they trade away Donovan Mitchell? That could signal a monster rebuild across the board. Now, what did Beverley say just a couple weeks ago on Get Up? Yeah, he called Chris Paul a traffic cone. He also was asked about playing with some greats, and he mentioned LeBron James, saying this on Get Up when he was really popping off. It was very entertaining television. If I was a free agent, and if me and Minnesota didn't agree to a number, yes, I wouldn't even hesitate. Just to be able to play with a great like LeBron James, be able to pick his brain, be able to be a star in whatever role that I have, playing alongside Russell Westbrook, fantastic. Playing for the Lakers, couldn't ask for a better job. Now, that was when, of course, he was with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's with the Jazz, but the Jazz might look to move on from, again, waiting for that Donovan Mitchell domino to potentially fall. Two menacing competitors. That's really what it comes down to between LeBron and Patrick Beverley, them sharing the floor together. Two guys that stop at nothing to win basketball games. Two guys who consistently show up and show out and perform, and they would also provide very entertaining basketball for Los Angeles as well. Coming up next on the show, going to talk about Kyrie Irving. A lot of weird stuff going on with Kyrie, but that's Kyrie. Pretty weird dude. New York Post reporting that Kyrie has had every intention of playing with the Nets, but it smells of and reeks of a little bit of agent talk to try to gain some leverage. First, before we get to Kyrie, make sure you subscribe to the Lakers Report. Closing in on 50,000 subscribers. We've been busting our tails to give you the best Lakers coverage on YouTube. You want to join the Laker Nation family here at Chat Sports? Have nearly 50,000 subs. Hit that sub button down below or go to youtube.com/LakersTV. As for that New York Post report from Brian Lewis, said this about Kyrie. A source close to the team confirmed that the organization has been in contact with Kevin Durant since his trade demands stunned the NBA. Another source close to Irving told the Post that the All-Star point guard not only never asked for a trade, but has had every intention of playing for the Nets. Kyrie has not asked for a trade. Now, if the Nets, and this is also a source close to Irving as we pivot to this element, Kyrie has not asked for a trade. Now, if the Nets don't want him, that's something totally different. Kyrie has not said he wants a trade. He opted in. So where did the trade conversations come from? Is it because KD requested a trade and now everybody's like, let's trade Kai? Kyrie opted in. Well, look, I never remember us talking about a Kyrie Irving trade demand. He never demanded a trade. We just said, okay, if the Nets don't want to keep him long term, they trade away Kevin Durant, then they're not going to hold on to Kyrie Irving to rebuild this basketball team. And as far as Kyrie goes, you never know what's going on between the ears. You never know what he's thinking. He's like a pubescent hormonal teen, and you never know what's next because he makes a lot of emotional decisions. And then he backtracks on things. And then he says things that are outlandish. How fast can he switch up, and how fast will he switch up? The greatness of Kyrie, we see him marvel on the basketball floor, and then outside of the basketball floor, you're like, dude, what is going on with Kyrie? When you're running a business, you need to know what you're going to get from your employees. And with every single team that Kyrie has been on, the organization never knows what they're going to get from one of their highest paid employees. Bleacher Report's trade idea, though, to bring in Kyrie. Here's the latest one as we continue to look at these seemingly every day to find a way to make it happen because, frankly, I want Kyrie on this roster. Makes the Lakers better and more interesting, and LeBron can actually handle him, unlike basically any other star out there. So Lakers receive Kyrie, Spurs get Russell Westbrook, future first-round pick via Los Angeles. Nets receive THT, Doug McDermott, Josh Richardson, future first-round pick via Los Angeles. So a lot of players there. The Nets have actually made some decent moves in free agency, and then they'll be able to bring in other solid players here on both ends of the floor. Lakers get their star in Kyrie. You get rid of that Russell Westbrook contract. It's been reported that San Antonio could serve as the salary cap dumping land for Russ in a trade. Obviously, it would have to be a three-teamer. Would you make the deal? A for accept, D for decline. I'm doing it because you bring in Kyrie, and it makes the Lakers a much better team in a loaded Western Conference. You can watch Lakers Report content, sometimes exclusively, only on Rumble. And right now, we have a great competition brewing between the Lakers Report, Warriors Today, and NBA Now, our flagship show here at Chat Sports. You see, everybody's in range of one another in terms of followers. And if you don't know what Rumble is, here you go. You can find free and uncensored content over there, exclusive content. Sometimes we only go live and we only put videos on the Rumble side of things. Sports news, politics, tech, and business. If you're just interested in all those subject matters, Rumble helps you out with that. We continue to grow the platforms that you use, so make sure you check out the channel today. It's rumble.com/LakersTV. So we move forward on today's show. Bleacher Report had two more trade ideas in their article that featured the Lakers with Kyrie, without Kyrie. Well, we're about to break it down here on the show. How about this one, which would give them a scorer? Lakers receive Alec Burks. Pistons receive Talen Horton-Tucker and a 2023 second-round pick. I like this deal, actually, for LA. Look, I don't care about a 2025 first-round pick. I don't care about a 2027 first-rounder. You know what I care about? The fact that LeBron is going to be 38 years old in December. Anthony Davis is injury-prone. Your title window is right now. And I don't care about the future of Talen Horton-Tucker. I care about the now with Alec Burks, who helps you become a championship team. You look at the numbers here. 11 points per game for Burks last year, nearly 12. Shot 39% from the field and actually better from three-point range. This is a guy who can get to his jumper off the bounce. He can knock down some threes, a little bit inconsistent, but coming in off the bench, he is a better player scoring-wise than THT. Horton-Tucker might be a better defender, but we need more offense on this Lakers team. That was evident very much last year. How about this trade idea? I like this one too, and I would make it. Yes, I would. Producer Sam disagreed. That's fine. We have differing opinions on this trade here, but the Lakers get Eric Gordon. Rockets receive THT, Kendrick Nunn, and a 2027 first-round pick. Now, why I like it? A lot of the same reasons that I just talked about of needing to win right now. You got to surround LeBron James with the best roster possible. And right now, I believe the best roster could be without THT and a veteran upgrade. Yes, the shelf life short for these LeBron-led teams, but it's okay. You already won one championship. You're trying to get to another, and you don't know how long the prime is going to last. So Gordon, he can shoot the three. That's why I like him on this roster. If there's a reason to press pause, what is it? it's not really lack of production. He's starting to get a little bit more injury prone. He's 33 years old. He's also really expensive. He has missed 106 games since the 2019 season. So that's a little bit of a concern. But again, he's coming off a year in which he wasn't injured, shot more than 40% from three, and that's what you need for this upcoming season. Pick a trade target outside of Kyrie Irving with these last two trade ideas. EG for Eric Gordon, AB for Alec Burks. Let me know. Thank you for watching today's show. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow with more.